Hello, hello, everyone. Welcome to Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea, where we discuss the latest celebrity tea in the news. I'm your host, Auntie Derek, and today is Friday, November 14th. So, with me on the mic, I have my Libra Queen, my Icy Chili, and my gorgeous Moon. Hey, ladies.
Good morning.
Hello.
Hey,
Hi, hi.
And what I wanted to say at the beginning of the show, which I totally can't believe I forgot to say. So moving forward, I'm gonna start saying, this is Auntie Derek's Daytime Tea, where we discuss the latest celebrity tea on the news every weekday on Chat Mosa, honey. I want to make it clear where we are. So if you ever want to come be a part of this live show and add your witty commentary, please feel free and just join us at auntiederek.com here on Chat Mosa.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of Chat Mosa, honey, the proud sponsors of my Auntie Cold Cash giveaway. So today is actually the last day for the giveaway for this week to earn entries. And I'm going to post here on slide two where you can go to auntiederek.com/hot tea cold cash. Again, my giveaways website is auntiederek.com/hot tea cold cash. And to reiterate how you get entries, you RSVP to every live show. Even if you can't make it, that RSVP still counts as an entry. But you do get an additional entry if you're able to attend that live show in full, and you will gain an additional entry if you share my show on social media and use the hashtag Auntie Derek. Also, don't forget to subscribe to a bitch so you won't miss out on more chances to earn entries. So, Al, I just wanted to again reiterate shout out to my YouTube listeners. Y'all come over here and get your entries. Don't forget to RSVP. All right, so now that we have that out of the way, I think we could just go ahead and jump right into the tea, honey.
Tea time.
Yes, and what do we like to start with if there's any latest?
All the ladies.
Diddy
Diddy
news.
news.
Yes.
nobody want
And
that.
I, Ah! I'm like, he got something every day. He need to lay low. Lay low.
He does well. This in his defense, and I can't believe I'm saying that, but
Not in
this
his
is
defense.
right.
He
This is
better
actually
slow
not
down.
about him per se. It's about
Mm-hmm.
Biggie's son. So I don't know if y'all
Oh.
remember some time ago where we talked about there was a man who was going around doing interviews that was spreading the rumor that Biggie messed around with Biggie's son messed around with Diddy. I don't know if y'all remember us talking about that.
No. Oh, no, I don't remember that. Oh, no.
Ah, well, we about to bring it up again because now this is an exclusive with All Hip Hop, and you see where it says Biggie's estate pounces on lewd claims about Diddy, C.J. Wallace, and Notorious B.I.G.
Ain't that face son?
It is, yep.
Oh, how
So,
nice.
Notorious B.I.G.'s estate is going after publicist Jonathan Hay, accusing him of inventing outlandish stories about C.J. Wallace and Diddy to revive his stalled career and retaliate after a failed music project. Biggie's estate claims that Hayes' interviews sparked chaos across the internet as he described graphic encounters that the complaint calls fabricated and malicious. In an exclusive obtained by All Hip Hop, BIG's lawyers say Hay began pushing false narratives after the estate refused to release his 2020 Ready to Dance remixes. Attorneys say Hay shifted from praising CJ Wallace as an honor and a privilege to work with to spreading stories that place Wallace at the center of lurid claims. The estate points to an October 2024 interview where Hay said Puffy and Biggie's son CJ had sexual relations. Hay also claimed Willie Mack was Wallace's quote unquote boyfriend. Both statements are listed in the complaint as invented attacks intended to damage Wallace's credibility in the industry. Hay escalated the story in a later interview, alleging Wallace attended Diddy's infamous freak off gatherings and watched criminal sexual activity. He also accused Wallace of luring him into a home so Diddy could assault him. The estate states those claims were concocted and delivered with full knowledge they were false. Hayes' most graphic allegation resurfaced in reporting by AllHipHop.com. In that account, Hay claimed Diddy forced him into a violent oral act during a 2021 meeting tied to the Remix project. He told interviewers he was restrained by members of Diddy's circle and forced to perform sexual acts while Wallace and Mack were present. Hay claimed Diddy ended up ejaculating on a shirt Biggie once owned, tossed it on Hay, and said, "Rest in peace, B.I.G." Hay alleges to cops in the report. The
What the
lawsuit,
hell?
girl, the lawsuit described these claims as reckless and impossible given Hayes' earlier emails and conduct. Before the conflict escalated, Hay had praised Wallace and the team in messages that were placed in the record. On July 11th of 2021, he wrote, I have absolutely loved working with CJ and you guys, as it's truly been an honor and a privilege." He added, "I have no issues whatsoever with anyone else outside of Willie. It's been a complete joy working with all of you." The estate says these messages show Hay never mentioned assaults or misconduct until years later when public attention could benefit him. The filing notes that Hay threatened to release music without approval after the estate pulled back from the remix project. Those threats led to a cease and desist letter on July 15th of 2021. The lawsuit seeks compensatory and punitive damages, arguing that Wallace suffered a loss of work due to the statements published across YouTube and social media platforms. The estate says the interviews have reached hundreds of thousands of viewers and continue to spread. Mm-mm. Messy, 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 honey. Jonathan, messy. That got to be some scary shit though for somebody's estate to come after you. For real. I know if somebody's
Well,
estate was
they
coming after me, I'd be
should
like,
because
oh.
that he's out of pocket. Like that's a lot of saying some really wild stuff. Like my God. And it sounds a
Mhm.
little fabricated. Like, are you being for real? That's you going over the top. That sounds a little extra. You put a little extra chip, sauce on your chip. Mm-mm. Dip on your chip.
Yeah, I kind of figured that y'all wouldn't remember because we talked about it so long ago. Like I think like back when the show first started. So I
Mm,
figured, but yeah, we definitely mentioned this.
hot mess.
Well, speaking of even more hot mess, Cardi B done gave birth to her baby boy,
Congratulations, Cardi.
with that
Big Barbie out
man,
here.
honey. Well, congratulations to her, honey. But that man, honey, who got all them kids from to and fro, oof, child. But y'all should see what I just shared by way of TMZ. Cardi B give birth to fourth child, baby boy, with Stephon Diggs and his community penis. And it just starts off by saying Cardi B just dropped her latest release. Her child with NFL star Stephon Diggs is here, TMZ has learned. Sources connected to the diamond selling rapper tells us Cardi gave birth to the baby boy last week. And we're told Stephon, the New England Patriots star receiver, was with Cardi when their baby boy arrived. And it says Cardi announced the birth Thursday in a social media post where a lot of people were confused at the time because they was like, well, wait a minute, how her stomach look like that? Did she? And then people realized that, yep, that was post birth with her most recent baby. So congratulations, Cardi. Congratulations, girl. And you know what? That's all I'm going to say about that. As I'm an advocate for women's rights, that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm just going to leave it at congratulations. And that's that on that.
All right. All right. All right. All right.
Well, speaking of one of Cardi B's enemies, Nicki Minaj, honey.
Mm,
Well, one of her attorneys actually just stopped working with her, but it's not for reasons that y'all think. And the way this story broke, it just seemed like, oh, she's so messy that he don't want to. No, it's not that.
mhm.
So y'all should see where I just shared a link from Vibe. You see, Nicki Minaj's longtime lawyer dumps her as a client amid $10 million defamation lawsuit. So, Nicki Minaj's latest legal battle has taken an unexpected turn as her longtime attorney, Judd Bernstein, has officially stepped away from representing her in a $10 million defamation lawsuit. The move has stirred considerable conversation, not only because of Bernstein's longstanding track record of successful defenses on Minaj's behalf, but because of the abruptness of his departure. In a statement explaining his decision, Bernstein told US Weekly, after I won a dismissal of Tamir Peake's defamation lawsuit against Nikki in New Jersey, I declined the opportunity to represent her when Peake refiled it in New York. Bernstein emphasized that his withdrawal should not be interpreted as a judgment on the case itself. He insisted the decision was unrelated to any concern about the merits of Peake's claims and reiterated his belief that the complaint is entirely frivolous.
Mm.
He further maintained that he continues to have great affection and respect for Nikki, though his exit has fueled speculation about whether recent public scrutiny and Minaj's perceived erratic behavior may have influenced the shift. Peake's lawsuit, now refiled in New York after being dismissed in New Jersey, centers on remarks Minaj allegedly made during an April 2024 station head broadcast. According to the complaint, she referred to Peake as one sandwich short of a picnic and suggested he clearly gets a check from the government. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Comments he claims subjected him to public humiliation. Despite Bernstein's past victories for Minaj, including the dismissal of a $20 million suit in 2022 and a 2024 case that led to a gag order, the rapper now finds herself without her key legal defender. In Bernstein's place, the North Star Group, owned by Londell McMillan, has stepped in temporarily. According to the firm, Bernstein's departure came without warning. That same day, Mr. Bernstein abruptly withdrew entirely from his representation of Minaj and her company without giving any prior notice, the representative stated. The firm added that Minaj and her company intend to appear and defend themselves in this matter, and we are requesting a stay of the proceedings, including all deadlines and further motion practice, so that Minaj and her company may have time to find and retain new litigation counsel, have counsel review the case file, confer with their new counsel, and prepare any responsive filings in an orderly manner. The North Star Group has the North Star Group has requested a 45-day window for Minaj to secure new representation as she prepares to confront Peake's renewed allegations in her home state. All right, girl. Well, um, I wonder if this new guy, who's actually kind of cute, by the way. Let me show y'all his this new guy, Londell McMillan. He look like a Londell, honey.
Oh,
And I don't
well,
see no wedding ring. Hey,
mm,
Hey, Lonsdale.
well,
Hey,
and
boo.
she's been she all over social media, being lumped in with these other white women. Being, oh, look at that bald head.
Okay,
Um,
bald look just like somebody uncle, just how I like them.
lumped in with these white women who support Trump. Yeah, she is not, her PR is not looking real hot right now. Mm.
No, it's not, honey. And you know who else PR not looking real hot right now? Roy from the Rory and Maul podcast, honey. Y'all know them. I'm sure y'all have seen because they clips go viral all the time. But Rory, the white one, girl, mm-mm. They was
Yeah, I
getting
heard
his ass
about that.
up. Baby, they was getting him up out of here, honey, and we gonna talk all about it. So they've been talking so much, honey, that it done made TMZ. And you all should see where it says new Rory Mall podcast is Rory apologist for racist Beyonce dissing post. And honey, he ain't just diss Beyonce, honey. He said a lot of stuff. So
Oh, he just let his whole feelings be known, huh?
Chopper say,
Mm,
and what's honey, and you gonna hear some stuff that's like, okay, you of all people supposed to know better, but we'll talk.
mm.
So, Rory Farrell of Rory and Maul podcast fame is doing damage control after dozens of racist and hateful tweets resurfaced on the web, including one that completely devalued Beyonce's entire existence. On Wednesday evening, Rory and his podcast co hosts Maul and Damaris hopped on Twitter Spaces only to receive a tongue lashing from several African American journalists and hip hop fans upset with commentary he reposted several years ago on Twitter, such as every black woman has either wanted to, thought about, or actually fucked a white guy, hashtag white people facts, and I never
Ew.
and I never saw a good looking black woman.
Mm.
Um,
I know you fucking lying. I,
girl,
I'm
commenters
looking.
also caught him
Mm,
deleting some of the posts, which date back over a decade in real time as the public tall hall meeting heated up. The most eye popping of them all when Roy personally labeled Beyonce as a hood rat while shitting on her and Jay Z's daughter, Blue Ivy's name.
Wow.
Roy first
wow.
met the Roy first met the group with sarcasm, standing on the position that he was a legit part of the hip hop culture. But the angry Twitter Spaces participants pointed out that he owed the people and his black college fraternity, Kappa Alpha Psi, a healthy apology. So that's why I said his ass is supposed to fucking know better. Because in order for him to be a part of Kappa Alpha Psi, he would have had to go to an HBCU, right?
You, boy,
Not
boy.
necessarily,
Yeah, you could have went to a PWI and gone.
but
They
still.
could have.
But this is why I be a fan of gatekeeping because y'all be letting anybody in y'all organizations, and then
Mm,
you know.
I
But if they
mean,
like it, I love it for them.
Hmm.
the disrespect.
The
I mean,
disrespect, honey. And it says the podcaster eventually apologized but stood his ground that the social media mob was adding extra sensationalism to the situation. And it says, the last time we spoke to him, Roar was knocking Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us Grammy nomination, things that make you go, hmm. This week has been a time of reckoning online. Kayla Nicole is going through the same thing as Rory. No, she's not.
no,
No,
she
she,
not. What the?
no,
Who the
she's,
fuck said that? Who
don't
said
even.
that?
Okay, they tried that.
Uh-uh. Don't even put her in the. You know, got me defending folks. I don't even need to defend. Um, look, look, white boy.
They was
Want to
wearing
be
their ass
around
out
black
into
folks.
space.
I hope they was. I hope they was.
We had a clip
They
of it.
they really were. Yep. And if y'all want to see any of those clips, it's actually in that article I posted to the listeners out
Okay, I'm
there.
gonna look at it because, honey, I hope they drug your ass to and fro. How you gonna want to be of the community and talk shit, and then when you get busted and called out for it, all you gonna do is gaslight and act like it ain't no big fucking deal, bitch. You know what? Mm. You know, and it make it hard. Because there's some cool white people out there, and they be trying to really be allies and do the right thing, but stupid motherfuckers like him make it bad for all of them. And yep, and I'm doing them like they do us. Now you done made sullied up for everybody. Oh, sorry, ass.
Mhm. That part. Well, speaking of another sorry ass, honey, that man that we talked about yesterday, honey, who, what's his name, Pajama Man or whatever the fuck you want to call himself, who be bum rushing celebrities.
Oh
Hmm.
yeah, we talk about so many sorry men. I was like, you ought to be specific.
Well, honey, that one, that specific motherfucker, it looks like he's been charged. And y'all should see
Oh,
where I said,
good.
I added this TMZ article here on the Jumbotron, honey. Man who grabbed Ariana Grande at Wicked premiere charged.
Mm,
So it
good.
says the crazed fan who jumped the barricade and sprinted to Ariana Grande at the Singapore Wicked for Good premiere has been charged. The Australian man named Johnson Wynn was charged with being a public nuisance on Friday, BBC reports. The outlet says local reports allege he plans to plead guilty and that he faces a fine up to $1,540. Um, we told you about the shocking incident yesterday when push past photographers excitedly charged at Ariana, forcing security to wrestle him as her co-star and alleged lover Cynthia Erivo consoled her. The incident had fans
It's
filming when Wynn hopped on his Instagram after the ordeal to celebrate getting in contact with the pop star. He also said he has been arrested. His Instagram page includes that his Instagram page shows that he weaseled his way into the presence of many major stars, including Katy Perry and The Weeknd. And then TMZ has reached out to Wynn for comment. So far, no word back. Mhm.
good. I'm
I
glad he got arrested, weirdo.
Exactly, honey. I made it clear how I thought about that, and they Cynthia, honey, just jumping up, just
Okay, well,
girl,
yeah, that was a whole nother issue.
That little baby
girl.
charge though, that ain't a public nuisance. A $1,500 fine. He seems to have the resources. The way he was moving around, that sounds like it's pocket change for him. He
Right,
needs to
cause
be slapped with some bigger charges.
and he's in Singapore. He's from Australia. Um, Happy is I don't is when a known Filipino name last name because it doesn't sound like it.
She said, whatever he is, he's not Filipino.
That man, she don't
I
want
said,
that.
I don't know her. I don't know her. I ain't part of the community.
She can't sit with us, honey. I know that's right.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I know that's right. Because you had mentioned it the other day, so I was like, that don't sound like. And I knew they wasn't, because I was like, no, I heard a lot of other Asians, in a bigger city look like. So Singapore, they real big. Whew. Win. Crazy man.
Well,
That's
speaking of honey, protecting your woman like Cynthia Revo protected hers, allegedly, allegedly. Look, Clay Thompson out here doing the same thing.
Oh, Clay. He
Clay,
protected his
honey,
boo boo. I
he
know
sh-
that's right.
he sure is. And you know what? And I know I giving him a little because I'm still not over that picture that he took with Tory Lanez back in 2022. But he ate this one little thing, and I like to see it. So, oh, I'm sorry. Before I even go, I have a comment saying that guy Johnson Wynn also did that at the Olympics. Wow. Oh, so
Hmm.
so chill. It sounds like you're right. He's needs to be charged with some bigger charges,
Yep.
or slapped with some bigger charges, or he just need to be slapped. Period.
Well, both, all of them.
All of the
Yeah.
above.
Well, and I wanted to say this before we officially move on. Like that is very dangerous because
Hmm.
we've heard of celebrities getting murdered because of back in the 80s, or yeah, that was like late 80s, early 90s. But then also Monica Seles, an athlete who had a crazed fan stalking her and he stabbed her and stopped her career. Like anything could happen bad with them doing that. We don't know what your intentions are doing that. And that's crazy. That's not okay. That's creating
Agreed.
trauma for especially like she just did a fucking movie. Calm down. She like ugh, trauma that don't need to be done. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I just wanted to say that.
No, you good, and I'm glad you said that because you're absolutely right. Well, back to Clay, honey. Clay speaking up for his girl, his girl, his girl. That's why Meg made that song, my man, my man, my man. So you should see here where I just share by way of hot new hip hop. Clay Thompson calls out Patrick Beverly and Jason Williams for disturbing Megan Thee Stallion remarks. So Megan Thee Stallion and Clay Thompson have been in a happy relationship for several months now. Unfortunately, however, it looks like not everyone is rooting for them. During a recent episode of the Hoopin' and Hollering podcast, for example, Patrick Beverly and Jason Williams suggested that the FemC might be to blame for the athlete's disappointing start from the 2025-26 season. And if y'all remember, we did a story, when was it? Either early this week or last week, about fans blaming Megan for his performance as well. But anyway, it says, "I'm from West Virginia, man. I've been taught a lot by some old folks, some white folks." Williams said per TMZ. "It only takes one pussy to drag a battleship across the desert. That's how powerful it is. I ain't saying that's what it is, but that might be what it is." Unsurprisingly, these comments didn't sit right with Thompson whatsoever. As a result, he's taken to social media to call them out. "Referring to my girlfriend as a pussy is so disgusting and disturbing," he wrote in an Instagram comment, "especially from someone who played in the NBA. How would y'all feel if I referred to your wives in such a way? Do better, fellas. Very disappointing." At the time of writing, they've yet to respond. This isn't the first time Thompson has made it clear that he doesn't play about Meg either. At her Pete and Thomas Foundation gala in New York City this summer, he had nothing but nice things to say about her. "Well, it feels incredible because Megan is such a special person and she inspires so many around the world," he explained at the time. "This is just another incredible feat of hers to be able to give back, create a foundation, and raise a ton of money for those in need. And I'm honored to be by her side." I know that's right. I know that's right.
I'm telling. I think that picture was just a fluke type thing. Like he was just being cool in the moment. But I don't think. Yeah, I don't think she even
Well, that
really give a
fluke,
fuck
honey,
about her.
he still that fluke got him a permanent side eye. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Mm-mm.
Well, he's standing up and defending for her, so I'm thinking he's making up for that that little faux pas.
Hmm.
And how can they blame? Look. He doing bad because he doing bad. What that got to do with Megan? Ugh, men are so. Why everybody take accountability? Quit blaming other people for your shit. Well, not Clay. He ain't doing that. But like that's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Hey,
say that
Jamaican
about everybody.
Queen.
Oh, hey, you could say that about anybody's career going sideways. It's just so
It's
child.
nasty. It's very nasty. They'd find
Very.
another reason if he wasn't with Megan, and to use her to try to get at him is very, very nasty work. And fuck them.
Mm-mm. Yeah, exactly. What she'll say. Fuck them.
What's up, Marcia?
Well, y'all, who else is saying fuck somebody? Well, she didn't say that exactly, but Deb Atney. And I just want to say, honey, ever since I found out her ass was a Trump supporter, oh, this is another one that's been given a permanent side eye. But so do y'all remember? Long story short, we actually touched on Gucci Mane, and before his book came out, he talked about how his wife had him kidnapped by six bodyguards to go and get him help
Mm-hmm.
and stuff.
Mm-hmm,
Mm-hmm.
And
mm-hmm.
then they went on the Breakfast Club and discussed it. Well, Deb Atney don't believe a single word of it, honey.
It ain't for
She
her to
don't believe a
believe. Shit.
single word. She said, "Well, it might be because and I'm gonna tell you why. Because you see, I just shared this hot new hip hop article. Deb Atney accuses Gucci Mane of appearing drugged on the Breakfast Club. Goes after Keisha Kaur, his wife. So, I'm just gonna start reading these. I'm gonna read these two paragraphs, and then we're gonna watch a video clip. So, former manager Deb Atney is stirring controversy again, this time alleging that her former client, Gucci Mane, appeared drugged up during his recent interview on the radio show The Breakfast Club. She also issued a pointed critique of his wife and partner in the discussion, Keisha Kaur, calling her out for what Atney describes as attention seeking. In the audio clip making its rounds online, Atney reflects on the October sit down of Gucci and Kayor's with the Breakfast Club, during which they addressed Gucci's mental health journey and schizophrenia diagnosis. It just did not seem like him, Atney said. But there's many rumors about that relationship, period. That's not him. In a million years, you wouldn't get to make me believe that either. I'm sorry. In a million years, you wouldn't get me to believe that. Either he wasn't drugged up or something wasn't going on with him there. That's just not him. So she believes that some he's drugged up and that's not complete. So and she says some more in this clip here that I'm about to share.
Mm-hmm.
So and yeah, but yeah, she was his former manager, and she was like what the behind him, having all those episodes and stuff like Deb had to, and that's what she's gonna say in this clip. So let's see what she has to say.
If you were managing Gucci, how do you think you would have, like, if he was your artist
First
right
off,
now?
let me explain something to you. I listened to her and everything she said, taking his camp, taking this away, taking that away. I went through tons of stuff with him, and I'm not going to go through all of that now just because I don't deal with him. Okay? I've never advertised anything. People never knew about none of that stuff. And I've placed him in hospitals. I've done various things. Okay? And nobody ever knew nothing about it. They didn't know. And I didn't
That-
advertise. To this day, I've never told that man's business. And when she sat there and said, oh, she wished that people would bring him up, well, talk about me, because you wouldn't have him if it wasn't for me. Period. And that pissed me off when I seen that. Like, I hate that. The one thing that pissed me off about that is that I'm tired of them taking away what I did. I'm sick of that. I'm sick of it. He didn't do that stuff, and they know he didn't do it. And it pisses me off that it's taken away from me. I just never fought for none of that, and I never talked about none of that stuff.
Mm-mm. So do y'all think she has a point?
No,
Oop!
no, no. Mm-mm.
What Moon said.
No.
Mm-mm. No.
I
Well,
mean,
honey.
that's nice, but if she did it out of love for him or whatever in the background, and now she mad that it stayed in the background. I mean, you can't have it both ways.
Mm-hmm.
Keisha advertised what she did, and Deb didn't advertise. I mean, what's the point?
Yeah,
You help, you
and
know.
And talking about it's this is not like him. He is taking medication to manage manic episodes. What you remember of him was when he was having manic episodes and being hyper and all over the place. That wasn't him either. And so for you with your, let me calm down. So for him to be managing schizophrenia and bipolar,
Yeah, he gonna
he
be drugged
ain't
up.
gonna be hyper. That medication is he's gonna be very toned down.
Yeah, he gonna be drugged up looking. I
Eh,
mean,
And I don't even think he looked drugged up. I just think he just wasn't hyper.
well, maybe from what she remembers, she calling it
Yeah,
up, but he's definitely sedated. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I
That's
mean,
and
because
that's
he's
what he's supposed to be. I mean,
to manage his yeah, his
yeah,
mental
his
health.
illness, right?
And a lot of people, this is why Kanye, one of the reasons he says he didn't want to take the medicine, because it does, you know, it tones down your thoughts, but also it's supposed to manage your manic thoughts. And so they get like, oh, I don't want to do all that because it's stifling my creativity. But then you're out here wreaking havoc on everybody. So it's like you have to have some type of balance. And then also, he may need adjustments in his medication. You don't know that. You don't know. You don't. You wouldn't even get him proper help. So be quiet. I don't like. Mm-mm. 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 Mm-mm.
I
Mm-mm.
love it.
And that's his wife, and that's what she's supposed to do is look out for her husband. She's the one looking out for her husband, and they all agreed that they were gonna come talk about. They did a fucking book. You act like she out here by herself talking about what she did. They're on a promo. Fucking dumbasses. Ugh, get on my
Ooh.
fucking nerves.
What's y'all favorite Gucci Mane song? And you can't say "Freaky Girl." Oh, ooh, don't all speak at once.
I
I
don't
mean,
have
I
a
don't even know if he's on my playlist. That's not,
I
mm.
don't have a favorite song, but I bumped Gucci when I was in my 20s.
Yeah,
I
definitely don't have a favorite song because I'm thinking about yeah, my name is Susie and Gucci's in Dallas.
hey hey.
That's all I can think right now.
I
Child, if
Yeah.
think if
hold a gun to my head, I'd be dead. Well,
Hello.
just go on and
Me too.
bury
I'm
me. 'Cause
not a good. I
I
ain't
can't
good
name
for
Yellow
that
shit.
either.
diamond chains with the um
hey.
I mean, I know there's a radio song I like. I know there is. I just don't know the name of it.
If I
Gucci,
had to choose, I
then
think
yeah.
mine would probably be on deck. And he starts out, I mean, he just poetry. He said, "Good kiss rolling nigga in the kitchen, good cooking, and I know it might be ugly, but my car's good looking." Who starts off a song like that? Baby, that is poetry, honey. Shout out to
What
Gucci
the
Mane.
who did the Rockstar song? Rockstar lifestyle might not make it.
Yep,
That's
that
him
was
too.
Gucci. Hmm.
Oh
Okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so
That's the
that
one I like.
song,
Thank you.
that song with the remix with Plies, yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah. Now that
yeah.
went hard in Florida when I was in my 20s in college. Yes, that went real hard. That one. Yep, yep, yep.
Baby,
Oh, I
when I
And
tell
was
you,
and plies and ooh, child, it was a time.
as a millennial, honey, I'm telling Gucci is a huge part of our club experience, honey.
well,
Woo,
I was
child.
saving lives, and if they didn't play it in the 15 minutes on the radio, it took me to get to work and home. I didn't hear it.
I know
You
that's
know
right.
what? You- We need to have a petition for them to start playing Gucci Mane in the hospitals. I feel like the nurses are missing out.
Because I mean, I wasn't really into music like that because I would be asleep. I would only hear the radio on my way home and going to work. So a lot of stuff I probably missed out on, music wise, during a lot of those years. Because basically, when I was off duty, I did not want to hear like much noise since my environment was always so noisy. I don't know. It just I
Yeah, you
wasn't
need to
that heavy.
detox.
I love music, but I just wasn't listening to it like that then.
Yeah. Well, Moon actually mentioned Kanye's crazy ass early. And you know that's insensitive. I shouldn't call him crazy, but It is what it is. I'm sorry, but y'all remember when he went to go meet a rabbi in his I'm not anti-Semitic tour that he's trying to do right now.
Oh no,
Well,
but okay, go ahead. Mm-mm.
well, and some other news that y'all are not going to care about, and I have no doubt in my mind this is y'all care about anything less. Young Thug actually went to go and meet that same rabbi.
Oh, Lord, who is this rabbi? Why? What's going on?
Well, y'all
Oh
should see where
Lord.
I just y'all should see I just shared by way of hot new hip hop. Young Thug meets with the same rabbi Kanye West apologized to.
Okay.
So, Young Thug is a longtime fan of Kanye West, even joking about brands dropping him amid Kanye's more heavy and abhorrent controversies. But now that the latter is seemingly on the path to partial reform after apologizing to a rabbi for his anti Semitic tirades, it looks like he inspired the former to seek similar guidance. As caught by Kirkle on Twitter, Thugger recently met with Rabbi, and please forgive me if I mispronounce this, but Rabbi Yoshiyahu Yosef Pinto, whom Kanye apologized to last week. The clips going around social media at press time contain little to no discernible audio from the meeting, and there really isn't much context to go off of here beyond Kanye's apology. After all, the Atlanta artist doesn't have a massive anti Semitism scandal to his name. However, Young Thug has faced controversy in recent months for reasons that have nothing to do with religion, let alone the Jewish community. Some of them relate to the rap game and street culture, namely the snitching allegations and leaked jail calls that blasted many other MCs. Other, you know what, child, we don't even need to read more of this story. This is such a nothing burger. But yeah, that they for some reason Young Thug was inspired, even though he has no history of anti-Semitism, no history of offending the Jewish community. You've offended the black community, boo, for sure. But the Jewish community, no, we have no record of that. But he still went to go apologize. This rabbi who my gorgeous moon asked the question, who is he? I don't know. Is he like the Beyonce of rabbis? I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
But shout out to the Jewish community, Mazel Tov, ow.
Oh Lord.
If y'all know what I know, y'all will keep Young Thug away from y'all. If that is the Beyonce of y'all community, then y'all need to keep Young Thug. Allegedly, allegedly.
Like, why did he go there? Like, what in the world? Are you that thirsty for some kind of press that you just doing any old thing?
And is you
Ugh.
right? And is and following behind Kanye. Quit being a weirdo.
hmm Well, this next story is actually really sad, and I hate to now I know we've all had, especially like 20 is that really funny age to where you're not supposed to be drinking, but if you at a party and you're about to turn 21, maybe not encouraging underage drinking in any way. In fact, Auntie Derek actually encouraged you to wait until you're 21 and legal to have your first drink. But if you cannot, don't do stuff like this. Definitely don't get behind the wheel like BYU's Kennard Davis Jr. Y'all should see how I just shared by way of TMZ. BYU's basketballs of Kennard Davis Jr. arrested for suspicion of DUI. Child. So top BYU, top 10 BYU might be without one of his starters against number 3 UConn on Saturday. Kennard Davis Jr. Was arrested on suspicion of DUI on Thursday. Davis was involved in a crash in Provo, Utah, minutes before noon. During an investigation into the wreck, responding officers had cause to arrest him for suspicion of DUI, or for suspected DUI rather. 20-year-old Davis was taken to the police station for further investigation, and after he was cited with DUI charges and released, he was treated for minor injuries. His car was impounded, but luckily, it sounds like everyone involved in the accident did not suffer any serious ailments, per ESPN. While more details have yet to come out, the whole ordeal could end up being a major issue for Davis. BYU has a strict honor code with students promising to abstain from alcohol, tobacco, tea, vaping, and other substances. Anyone who breaks that code faces severe consequences, including being booted from the school. 6'6" Davis is a defensive star on the team and was averaging 9 points a game in two appearances this season. BYU released a statement on the matter, saying it was aware and looking into the situation. The number seven Cougars will face the Huskies in a big matchup on Saturday, perhaps without one of their key pieces. And the story is still developing.
I'm sure they're trying to figure out how they can keep him.
Uh huh.
Because you know how athletics is very, but that is a Christian school. I was going to say that. Mm, he's doing the
Yeah,
most.
but if they make exceptions for him, then the next person that comes along, you got to be
Hmm.
consistent. It's everything for everybody. You can't,
No,
try to sweep
I
it under the
know.
rug, as even if he's a star.
I
Why?
know.
And I get when you're young, you're a star player, and everybody, is clapping for you, and you get a little carried away. You get full of yourself, and you figure nothing will happen. Which nothing probably would have happened if you stayed your ass at home and drank and
Or
not getting behind the
have a
wheel of a
designated
car.
driver, a Uber, anything.
Don't be in a car if you know you're breaking the rules that could get you booted from your school.
Or
Stay
kill
home.
somebody. Or get you a DUI.
Yeah,
Or
thank
looking
God.
stupid, dummy.
Yeah, thank God it
God
wasn't
damn.
any of those. He just got a DUI, but you know, don't compound the situation by putting yourself in a position to be caught doing what you shouldn't be doing. But this is, young people business. They don't think
Yep.
about the consequences. Betty thinking about them now though, now that he's been caught.
Yes, indeed.
And I really hate that because you can make decisions that can alter your life trajectory when you're this age. And if he has fucked this up, that would be, kind of bad for him, for really.
Yep. So we'll see what I'm sure we not. This is not going to be the last we've heard of this. So we'll see what happens. But just like
Hmm.
what Moon said, they're trying to figure out a way to spin it so they can keep one of their star players, honey.
I don't know if he's been arrested for DUI.
Well,
How they
when
gonna?
they said they're investigating it, I was like, what's the investigate? The investigate already happened. He been he's got caught drinking and driving.
Yeah.
What you need to investigate on? That's the stall to figure something out.
Well, you know
And we
We'll
have
what?
a
see.
con. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I'm gonna say, remember how it takes a while when they're doing it in a criminal case to get those alcohol levels back, even though for a job you can get that back in a couple of days, but when it's a criminal case, how it takes longer. So maybe until all of the evidence is
True.
cleared, you know, they're still investigating.
Good point. You're right.
And we have a comment saying schools need to teach accountability, what it means. Social media makes people forget that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, honey, speaking of accountability and things, because it seems like Lil Durk is not taking accountability for what he has done in all of his situation. Because remember how the last time we talked about him, prosecutors were afraid for like witnesses, judges, because they saying like OTA, his group OTA was out here intimidating people.
Hmm.
Well, now Lil Durk saying he wants him a new judge, honey. He said y'all got him messed up. And you see, I just shared this exclusive from All Hip Hop. Lil Durk demands removal of judge over threats of death, mass destruction, and hidden FBI investigation. And y'all, and when I tell you it is so much, there's a lot in this story, y'all. So follow along, honey. If y'all want to stop, please, if you have any questions, feel free to stop at any time in my reading. So Lil Durk accuses federal prosecutors of burying critical information as his legal team pushes to remove the judge in his California murder for hire case, arguing the government hid two sets of violent threats aimed at the court and led the prosecutor for months. Excuse me, and the lead prosecutor for months. Excuse me. Dirk's lawyers say prosecutors concealed four graphic voicemails left for Magistrate Judge Patricia Donahue on February 22nd, which referenced Dirk and co defendant DeAndre Wilson by name. The filing says the caller warned of mass destruction and threatened to kill the judge while demanding Dirk's release. If they get life, I'm going to burn this expletive down. I'm talking about the world, and I'm going to burn it to the ground, the caller raged. According to the motion, the FBI initiated a full investigation within days, which was executed by the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force and the Guardian Squad. However, the defense did not learn of it until almost 8 months later on October 1st. The motion also says prosecutors kept quiet about an April 28th call where a separate man allegedly threatened to kill AUSA Ian Yaniello and everyone working at the courthouse. Dirk's attorneys argue that both threats triggered extensive coordination among the FBI, the U.S. Marshal Service, and the court. However, no one disclosed the investigations while judges continue to handle Dirk's case. His team says the government allowed Judge Donahue to preside over Dirk's May 8th detention hearing despite being named the victim of threats. The motion states this deprived Dirk of the ability to challenge the judge's neutrality. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Neutrality. Ooh, sorry that word beat my ass. Neutrality and undermine every ruling issued while the threats remain secret. The integrity of criminal prosecutors depends on transparency and impartiality. Here, both were fatally compromised because these violations strike at the core of due process and the constitutional guarantee of receiving fair hearings in front of an impartial decision maker. Dismissal is the only adequate remedy, Lord Dirk's lawyer Drew Finling said. The filing blasts the silence as direct violation of Dirk's due process rights. Dirk's lawyers argue the entire U.S. Attorney's Office for the Central District of California should be removed from the case. They say the office acted as a victim, investigator, and prosecutor at the same time, creating what they call a conflict that can't be repaired. The motion says prosecutors only began revealing pieces of the threats after they sought an anonymous jury using the same undisclosed information to support their request, which we talked about here. Dirk's attorneys claim the threats would have remained hidden if the government didn't need them to bolster that motion. They now want the indictment dismissed or the case reassigned to a judge outside the district. They argue that the fairness of the case has been compromised and claim that no hearing can undo months. And claim that no hearing can undo the months of decisions made under what they call a cloud of undisclosed danger. Prosecutors accuse Dirk of organizing a murder for hire scheme targeting Savannah rapper Quando Rondo to retaliate for the 2020 killing of King Von. The attack left Vaughn associate Lil Pab dead, deepening a feud that escalated between both camps and set the stage for the federal case that now holds Dirk in custody. And after reading all of this, I have to say it sounds like Lil Durk and his legal team is correct. Because why would you withhold that kind of information? And you have that same judge that was sent a threat over a phone call and voicemails. You got that same judge presiding over Dirk. That's not fair. That's not due process. And his team is absolutely right. Now, again, take what I say with a grain of salt because my law of the knowledge in courtrooms is learned by way of Law and Order SVU. But I do believe that we are all uh, entitled to due process or a fair trial, right? That's not fair. And then it's happening. It's like a whole bunch of other people that were behind that case. His legal team might be right. There might need to be a new judge, a new prosecutor, and all of that. And also, members of OTA, don't be sending threats so this won't happen again. I mean, that's an easy way to fix that because that shit is crazy. But yeah, that's that on that child.
Look, we might have to switch Diddy news to Dirt news because boy, they got something every day, honey.
Oh, we will be. Baby. Once that trial start, there will be new Dirk news every day. I guarantee it, honey.
Okay, because this is getting real spicy. And you know, the
Hmm.
last super spicy trial that I watched that was like a murder for hire, and I think I talked about this before, but I remember we was locked in the TV when Ray Caruth, that trial went on, and that murder for hire, the dude that was the hitman, when I say That man missed his calling as like an actor or something. He should have been a hitman. He should have been. He was so riveting and like you just was engulfed in his story. It was crazy, craziness. I
Yep.
said you could have been something else besides a hitman. You could have been doing something with your life, child. Mm, but yeah, I digress.
Well, yeah, and we about to digress too, because this story is a whole different thing from what we've been talking about today. But Tori and Dean, honey, Tori Spelling and her
Community
community
ex
penis. Hmm.
ex husband.
Well, honey, that community is now broken up. They have finalized their divorce. And remember the last time we talked about them, they were working on things and they had an amicable split and blah blah blah, honey. When I read this story, all this is gonna sound well, when I read it earlier, all it sounded like to me is just that Tori just lost in the end, honey. But y'all be the judge of it.
Damn, damn, damn. She lost. Damn.
That's what I think, but y'all let me know if you agree with me or not. But by way of TMZ, Tori Spelling and Dean McDermott finalized divorce. It says Tori Spelling and Dean McDermott are officially history because their divorce has been finalized. The marriage was formally put to rest in court Thursday, and according to legal docs obtained by TMZ, Tori is walking away with full interest in many of her TV shows and non-scripted projects, included but not limited to Beverly Hills 90210 and her Misspelling podcast. There's a reference to Beverly Hills as well. As you know, the teen drama Beverly Hills 90210 brought her to the mainstream in the 1990s. Understandably, she and Dean share interests in their joint projects such as Tori and Dean in Love, Storybook Weddings, and their cooking channel specials, to name a few. And speaking of joint projects, they've got quite a unique setup for their 5 kids. No one is paying child support, and each party is simply in charge of paying the needs of their kiddos while they have custody of them. Tori will cover lease payments for their daughter Stella's 2021 Bronco, though. They agreed on joint legal custody and each waived their right to spousal support. They also agreed on splitting their shared debts, with each party owing nearly $1 million via taxes and credit cards. We told you Tori and Dean settled their divorce earlier in the month, with a source informing us everything was amicable and they're on quote unquote friendly terms. Tori filed for divorce from Dean in March of 2024 following their June 2023 separation. She marked the usual irreconcilable differences as the reason for their split and interestingly wanted spousal support but asked the court to block his access to Annie. Now that's all settled and done, and they can fully move on from their respective relationships. Dean went Instagram official with girlfriend Lily Callow in May of 2024, while Tori made her red carpet debut with Ryan Kramer back in April. Now, tell me if that sounds like she didn't lose to y'all.
It didn't sound like a loss. It just sounds like they agreed just to not hit each other over the head. So we just gonna split everything down the middle and move on to
Even
like
down to
wrap
the
this up.
debt, even down to the
Hmm.
debt. And remember, at first, I wanted some spousal support at first, but now, all of a sudden, his ass done
Well,
talked to.
well, and I think probably to get it, because it's a lot of back and forth. And if you really just want the divorce to happen, sometimes you just have to concede some things. And um, I think if she was like, okay, I mean, Dean ain't got no money, and I don't think she got no money either. So, I mean,
Well,
what they
throw his
finna do?
ass in jail. If he can't
And
pay me and my spousal support, put his ass in jail. I don't want to hear. Get out of girl. You should have took his ass to the cleaners, honey.
well, yes, but the cleaners they would have found pocket lint, I'm sure. Because what is he doing? He ain't got no job. Child, that girlfriend probably taking care of him, and the tables didn't flip on her either because it could. And she got her shows, so he can't touch those. So I feel like it was it wasn't her coming out on top, but they just walked away equally. Like, okay, we just gonna walk away, and just that's that. So I didn't feel like it was a loss for anybody. It just was like, okay, you know. We
I
just
know
gonna
what he
split
can
this
do,
down the
honey.
middle.
Since he like showing that thing to the community, honey, get your ass on OnlyFans, honey, make some money. I don't care what you do,
He
but
could.
get her. He need to since he likes spreading it like that. Go ahead and get on OnlyFans,
Mm-hmm.
make you some money.
Was dropping the lowest spread the wide. What's the thing?
Laying it
He,
low, spreading it
oh,
wide,
spreading the
honey.
wide. Yes, that's what he do. Mm-hmm. But I'm sure she was like, okay, I'm sick of this. Let's just walk away equally. Just we gotta take care of our own shit. You can't get my shit. I can't get your shit. The only thing we splitting is the shows we had together. Blah blah blah. Yada yada yada. Yeah.
hmm
So that means she wanted to be divorced from his ass.
Good for her. I guess that was a win in that one. Shit, finally getting away
Yeah.
from that ass, honey. Oh, honey, the way he been putting her through the ringer for years on years on years.
hmm
I've been feeling. I have
Well,
never felt sorry for a white woman as much as I felt sorry for Tori Spelling. I
this
tell
is
you
what
that.
happens when women try to turn a hoe into a house husband. It don't work. It don't work. They still
Y'all better,
hoes.
y'all better listen to her. Listen to her.
Community dick don't stop being the dick for the community just because he married you, unfortunately.
hmm
And how you got him is how you lose him, girl. Mm, that old saying
Straight
still
up.
sticks.
Well, while
Mm.
Dean McDermott decides if he wants to be on OnlyFans or not, Scooter Braun has decided that he does not want to buy OnlyFans.
What?
Yep, and that's our next story that we have here by way of TMZ. You see where it says here Scooter Braun had offered to buy OnlyFans, but ultimately passed on that deal.
Okay.
So, so former music manager Scooter Braun is taking a pass on OnlyFans after the platform tried to entice him to snatch it up. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ OnlyFans reps met with Scooter, hoping to make him an offer he could not refuse. We're told he asked them for paperwork on the potential deal, and 2 weeks later, they got back to him. But when he looked it over, Scooter decided that it was not for him. Puck News first reported on the prospective deal, claiming the music execs was deep into talks with the often not safe for work site CEO Kelly Blair, or excuse me, Keely Blair. However, our sources say there was nothing deep about it, as Scooter's lawyers were never even involved in the brief discussion. Based purely on the numbers, though, it's not too difficult to see why someone in Braun's position might be interested in acquiring OnlyFans. It reportedly made $6.6 billion in revenue in 2024. You hear that, Ding? You hear that? Anyway, in May, Reuters reported Blair's was in talks with the Forest Road Company investor group to make a sale. As you know, Braun rose to power in the music world after he discovered Justin Bieber on YouTube in 2007. He managed his career for more than 15 years, plus other celebs like Ariana Grande and Demi Lovato, or who I like to call Demi Lovocals. Scooter's gone on to strike several blockbuster showbiz deals, none more famous than his 2019 purchase and subsequent sale of Taylor Swift's master recordings of her first 6 albums. Of course, that led to a very public feud between them. Taylor since re-recorded most of those albums and has since brought back her OG masters. But long story short, Scooter's not buying OnlyFans. Well, I guess that's a good
Okay,
thing.
rich white people news, I guess. I don't
Okay.
know. Yeah, 'cause he ain't doing nothing. I mean, he coming out. He was a scammer, you know. But to become a billionaire, they say you don't become a billionaire without exploiting some people. So, and he did
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Well, speaking of more rich white people news, honey, y'all remember we talked about Zachary Ty Bryan the other day, and I said that he has a pattern of telling his girlfriends that he gonna kill them and stuff, and his ass need to be
Oh, is
locked
it
up.
Ty Bryant? Okay. Yeah, the little home improvement dude.
Yep, Zachary Ty Bryan. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess since everybody's talking about his crazy ass now, he wanted to come out and talk about himself. So,
No, shut up.
child, y'all see, I just shared this TMZ article. Zachary Ty Bryan speaks on past troubles, new domestic violence incident, honey. girl. And it's pretty much really long story short, it's just that same old playbook, that same old out of the same playbook that narcissists read, honey. Like, girl,
Hmm. So spare me the video. Mm-mm,
to be
mm-mm. I don't
honest,
want. I don't want to hear no more excuses from a abusive alcoholic man, please,
that part.
with low
Well,
self-esteem.
Zachary Ty Bryan is speaking out following his latest instance of domestic violence, calling the situation a quote unquote painful wake up call.
Oh, whatever.
The home improvement alum tells TMZ he's on a journey towards personal growth and that he's taking full responsibility for his previous violent actions,
Just
and
do it and be
discusses his
quiet.
latest brush with the law. As we reported, the woman was granted a 5-year restraining order Wednesday after she made allegations to police that Zach physically and verbally abused her in July, but no criminal charges have been filed to date. Um, Zach says he deeply regrets any pain or harm he's caused, noting domestic violence in any form is unacceptable. He goes on, the truth is, I've struggled with the lasting effects of early fame, addiction, and poor decision making, which have hurt people I care about and led to repeated legal issues, including DUIs and past domestic incidents. The latest situation involving a restraining order and serious accusations has been a painful wake up call. Brian also reflects on what his rap sheet means to him as a father, explaining, being labeled a quote unquote bad dad cuts deep because my children are my world and I know I've fallen short. Fame as a child actor left scars. Being thrust into the spotlight at 9 years old brought pressures I wasn't equipped to handle. But that's no justification for my choices as an adult. He note that he has gone to rehab and committed to I'm sorry, he notes he has gone to rehab and committed to sobriety and therapy, but understands he has more work to do. And reveals he's now in counseling, anger management programs, and support groups to address his concerning patterns.
Hmm.
We told you all about his latest incident. His alleged victim was granted a restraining order after she told police he punched her in the temple and threatened to kill her.
He could have killed her with that alone.
Yep. In another alleged incident, she said he ran into a room with a dog and beat down the door. But like we said, no criminal charges have been filed in the case.
Mm.
Mhm. And you
You
know
know what?
why?
Where's my tiny violin? Hold on. You just do the work. Shut up. Do the work.
Mhm. My
Sounds
thing
good.
is, it wasn't what he call it, a painful wake up call. It wasn't that the first time you told that girl he was gonna kill her,
Or
but you
the
just
other
thought that was
girls.
right. Like, I mean,
That's
I feel like you wanted to kill somebody to begin with at the first time initially is a problem that you should be like, well, wait a minute, me as I shouldn't want to have to kill another human being, especially not one I'm intimate with. So maybe I should
right.
do the work then. But no, you
Hmm.
didn't. You want to wait till everybody start, and then talking about being a child actor. So don't nobody know you.
You ain't been a child actor so long. The thing is, his career stopped. That's what it is. He didn't have no flourishing career after that, and that through his ego, pride in the gutter, and he became an alcoholic and an abusive partner, taking his anger out on everybody else. Okay, girl, do the work and shut up. You didn't say I
That
better not
part.
hear from you again. You better do the work.
No, we definitely gonna hear from him again. That's for sure. And it ain't gonna be good. And let's just hope that and hope and pray and knock on wood that the next time we do hear about him, he didn't kill somebody.
I hope not. That would be ooh, that would be bad.
Well, y'all, I got three and a half more stories left.
Mm,
Well, the first was, so do y'all remember that not too long ago we talked about those two MLB players, those two baseball players who got caught up with
Mm-hmm.
those that betting scheme?
mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, we have updates for the both of them.
Get them
So the
fired.
first update we're going to talk about is Luis Ortiz. I won't read the entire article for both of them, just kind of the updates on what happened. So the first one is by way of ABC News, and y'all should see where it says Cleveland Guardians pitcher Luis Ortiz pleads not guilty in connection to MLB sports betting scandal. And it starts off by saying Cleveland Guardians pitcher Luis Ortiz pled not guilty to several conspiracy charges accusing him of rigging pitches he threw so sports bettors could take home a windfall. Appearing in a Brooklyn court on Wednesday, Ortiz appeared in a leather jacket and his long dreadlocks pulled into a loose ponytail. Magistrate Judge Joseph Marutolo ordered Ortiz released on a $500,000 bond secured by his wife and a second surety to be named by next week. He must stay in Boston, where he has a residence, but is permitted to travel to New York for court and Ohio to meet with his attorneys there. Ortiz is an enormous flight risk. I'm sorry, enormous risk of flight. The judge said. The defendant has significant monetary resources and, importantly, has close connections in the Dominican Republic. Marotolo, who imposed
Mm,
location monitoring, said.
that's where you
Uh,
from.
yep. And it says, over the objection of the defense, the judge also imposed a gambling restriction because he said these allegations here relate to conspiracy to influence sports contests by bribery. And
Mm.
then Ortiz is due back in court on December 2nd.
And have they? Has there anything been said? Have they been let go by their teams or anything like that?
Now, that information has not come out yet, no. But I'm sure they probably will be saying something soon. Cause baby, y'all done got picked up by the feds, honey. We ain't built for that. We don't do that here. Y'all leave that shit over there with the NBA. we we don't do that here on baseball. Look at me talking like I know sports
Well,
ball.
you getting better. You getting better. Come on now, give yourself some
I
credit.
thank you, thank you. Well, probably because all y'all asses be up in the damn news with these hot topics.
Look here, they be in the news, honey.
Well, speaking of, so the other one, Emmanuel Clace, let me get his story here. So I guess similar, but he actually got a little bit more of a bond. And y'all see by way of TMZ, you should see Guardians pitcher Emmanuel Clace arrested by FBI agents at JFK Airport. But I'm just going to read the update in this story. It says Clace went before a judge Thursday and pled not guilty to the charges against him. He was ordered to post a $600,000 bond, surrender his passport, and limit his travel between New York and Ohio. He must also refrain from gambling and submit to GPS monitoring. While his lawyer, Michael Ferreira, attempted to convince the judge not to impose location monitoring, his efforts were unsuccessful. And a hearing in the case is scheduled for next month. So yep, similar, but it looks like he had to pay $100,000 more on his bond, Emmanuel Clace, but similar to how he can't he got to stay where he resides, but he can go back and forth to Ohio for court and legal reasons or whatever, whatever. So y'all, so I don't know why. I just don't understand, honey. The illegal gambling. I don't see how y'all be playing around with that. I don't see how y'all play around with that, honey. Oh, hey, Jamaican Queen.
Oh, finally. Jesus. It took me forever to log in. Hi, everybody.
Hey, hey.
Hello.
Hey, Marcia.
But Auntie, I was listening to the gambling thing. It's not even a Walipa money. Like, he did it for what was 50,000? You know what I mean? And then he's so stupid. One of them texts and say, "You ready?" I'm like,
Yep.
this
But
shit is.
so believe it or not, though, it was actually a little bit more than 50,000 because according to these they were actually like able to win or have these people win $400,000 like per bet. And so they was doing big time scamming with big money.
Well, I hope he saved up some of the money for a good lawyer.
I'm I'm sure they'll be fine, honey. Them baseball players get paid out the ass, honey.
I know. So why would you risk something like that
They,
over
gambling
hey,
addictions is crazy. That's the thing. Mm-mm-mm. Some people just so willing to risk it all. I don't know.
mm,
Crazy.
I know some Spanish grandma over there with a wet towel slapping the snake out of one of them. Cause Mm-mm-mm. You know them Hispanics, they don't play. Lord have mercy. I don't understand these books, you know? The greed of money.
Yep. What young nudie say? Look what that money make a bitch do. Mm-mm-mm.
Okay, people be selling their soul for that money, the mighty mighty dollar. Mm,
More
And
than
and speaking of, while we on that subject, honey, people selling their souls for money. So we've talked a bit about that Malaysian billionaire Joe Low and how he getting a lot of people caught up like prize and stuff.
okay.
Well, now Swiss Beats, honey, because remember his name came up in that discussion. Now Swiss Beats
Mm-mm.
done actually spoke out.
Not the Alicia Gomez.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
well, yes, the Alicia Gomez, honey. He done spoke out. And we have this all hip hop article that's an exclusive. You see where it says Swiss Beats denies $7 million 1MDB fraud as Praz faces 20 years. So Swiss Beats is pushing back against claims that he pocketed $7.3 million in stolen 1MDB funds, insisting the money was legitimate business income tied to his music ventures, not proceeds from Malaysia's massive corruption scandal. Attorneys for the Grammy winning producer rejected accusations that he knowingly received fraudulent transfers from shell companies tied to fugitive financer Joe Low. The suit, filed by British Virgin Islands liquidators representing defunct entities that prosecutors say were used to divert Malaysian state funds, seeks to recover millions allegedly routed to Dean, his company Swiss Beats Productions Inc., and another entity, Monza Studios Inc., between 2012 and 2014. Dean admits receiving several transfers totaling $7.3 million, but denies any wrongdoing. His lawyers say the funds were payments for professional services and investments, not bribes or laundered assets. One transaction, a $1.5 million transfer, was explicitly labeled Alison Chance Investment in Music Production. Every day is your birthday. A description Dean's team says proves the deal had a clear business purpose. Defendants deny such funds were fraudulently or improperly transferred, the filing states, arguing that all payments were received without actual fraudulent intent and reasonably equivalent value. The payments reportedly moved through JP Morgan Chase accounts in New York between September 2012 and September of 2014. According to the response, $3.3 million went to Swiss Beats Productions, 1.8 million to Monza Studios, and 2.2 million to Dean personally. Dean's lawyers at Blank Rome LLP maintained that their client had no knowledge of the 1MDB scheme or the origins of the money. They frame him as an innocent business partner whose name is being dragged into a global scandal years after the fact. The filing also reveals Dean's limited connection to Joe Low, admitting he met the Malaysian financier in the 2010s but denying any friendship or involvement in his affairs. Dean was introduced to Lowe but denied Lowe and Dean were friends, the document states. The 1MDB fraud, one of the largest embezzlement scandals in history, saw billions stolen from Malaysian sovereign wealth fund and laundered through luxury real estate, art, and entertainment ventures. Lowe, who remains a fugitive, is accused of funneling money to celebrities, movie producers, and art dealers as part of a global web of corruption. Dean previously surfaced in the 1MDB saga when the U.S. Department of Justice moved to seize an Andy Warhol painting connected to Lowe. And I think that was the one that was in Leonardo DiCaprio's house, if I remember correctly. Anyway, um,
Yes, my brain was going, and Leo was a part of it. I think that was the part. Yeah.
yep, the same one. Uh-huh. So it says Dean agreed to surrender the artwork in 2020, but did so without admission of liability, according to court records. The contrast between Dean's civil case and the criminal fallout for others linked to Lowe's network is striking. Former Fugees rapper Pras Michelle faces 15 to 19 and a half years in prison after a Washington, D.C. federal judge sided with prosecutors' sentencing recommendations, ruling that Michelle's role in the 1MDB lobbying and foreign agent conspiracy warranted the eye-watering term, according to allhiphop.com. Michelle was convicted last year of operating as an unregistered foreign agent and conspiring with conspiring with Lowe to influence U.S. officials on the finances' behalf. So remember that Praj tried to use that exact same argument that, oh, I was just an innocent, I didn't know what was going on, I just got the money. We did. Sounds like Swiss Beats is trying to use that same one. It didn't work for Praj, and I imagine it's not going to work for Swiss Beats' ass. So um,
You know, Alicia said you better fix that, Gomez. Come on now. You better go
mhm.
and get on that and try and clear that up.
Alicia better prepare herself to raise them kids by herself, honey. Allegedly, allegedly, because you saw what happened to Prize.
And they don't care that because Pross has a cancer battle he's doing too. They don't care.
They don't care. And you know what? I'm sure that's her opportunity to be the stud mom she's always wanted to be, allegedly, allegedly. So, but I listen. I feel like for this amount of money right here, they haven't been just watching you for a couple of days, Swiss Beats, honey. They've been watching you for quite
Hmm.
some time now, and I have no other reason to believe that your ass is not going down. I'm sorry. They coming for you, and you need to prepare. You and Alicia need to get y'all affairs in order because they are coming.
That's unfortunate, man. Be rich and still be so greedy that you fuck off the house money. Mm-mm-mm.
Look,
I
that's
don't
why
want to
they
go
rich
to
because they
jail.
over here laundering Malaysian money, allegedly,
Mm-mm.
allegedly.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Stolen Malaysian funds. Allegedly,
Mm.
allegedly.
I don't know why folks love to act like they still out in the streets and act like they in survival mode. Bitch, you rich. Sit down. You ain't gotta steal and scam. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm.
It's crazy. Well, our last story of the day, honey. You know, we've been reading about a lot of murder for hire plots with a lot of these artists, honey. Let's get into some Spanish artists, honey. Now, just out of curiosity, because Quinn, this is I believe this is a Miami rapper. Are you familiar with someone by the name of Chocolate MC? He's a dark-skinned Cuban rapper.
No.
well, we about to learn who his ass is today, honey, because he is out here. He just got caught up for a murder for hire plot for a fellow artist.
What is wrong with people? Damn.
Child. And y'all see where I just shared by way of all hip hop, Cuban rapper Chocolate MC convicted of revenge murder plot over fellow artist's death. So we're about to watch a news clip. It looks like it says local 10 news down in Miami reported this. It's about 10 some not 10, 2 something minutes with this clip here. So we're about to watch it together and then we'll talk about it on the other side. So give me one sec. Let me share my screen. Okay. Let me just confirm y'all can see it this time, right?
Yes, I can see
Okay.
it.
Unfortunately.
Oop. Well, let's see what they have to say about Chocolate MC.
New details in the trial for Cuban rapper Chocolate MC following his alleged plan for revenge against the man accused of murdering another Cuban rapper, El Tiger. The jury reaching a verdict earlier today. Local 10's Aaron Mabin joins us live from Miami with the new evidence we saw in court. Aaron.
And there was a lot of evidence in court today, and it was a full day of court, Janice, but it just took less than an hour for the jury to find that Cuban rapper guilty.
We, the jury, find unanimously. The defendant is guilty as charged of murder, first-degree solicitation.
Disbelief from Cuban rapper Chocolate MC, whose real name is Josvane Sierra Hernandez. A jury found Sierra Hernandez guilty on charges of soliciting a murder for hire plot to kill an inmate charged in the death of his best friend, singer El Tiger. The trial began Wednesday morning with testimony from investigators and mounds of digital evidence, including this video played in the courtroom for the jury to see. Prosecutors accused Sierra Hernandez of offering a $20,000 bounty on Damian Valdez Gayoso, the man charged in the 2024 killing of El Tiger.
Bringing his
I think it stopped. Is it
Yeah,
hung up for y'all?
right.
The rapper broke down on the stand, remembering his friend El Tiger,
It affects me to talk about that.
saying he didn't express himself the right way.
Did you ever ask anybody to kill Jamie Valdez? Yo no soy capaz de matar a nadie.
But I'm not capable of killing anyone.
After the jury's decision came down, the rapper was fingerprinted and walked out of the courtroom looking back at his loved ones and the life he's leaving behind. And Sierra Hernandez will be sentenced at a later date, but his legal troubles are far from over. He still faces charges in a separate case where prosecutors say he kidnapped a fan who just wanted a picture. We're live
Oh,
in Miami. Aaron Maven, Local 10 News.
Sir,
he
You
kidnapped
see
a
how they just
Any
fan.
you see how they just squeeze that little last part in there.
Damn.
what?
so again, I would like to say no, I don't know him. But shout out to him for going up for his best friend because I mean I got friends that I'm going you know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, my
Um
best friend. I am definitely my
you
sister
know what
girl. I'll
I'm saying?
ride for her. We ride for each other.
Listen,
Mm-mm.
we got bail money and credit cards and lawyers, for reasons. But also I don't know them people and kidnapping a fan for wanting a picture.
What?
Yo no
Jesus.
say. Oh, yo no say, yo no say, yo
What
no
is
yo no
what is
say.
wrong with
Yo no
people?
say. Yo no say. Yo no say.
What the hell? I mean, here, if y'all don't want to go to jail, don't commit crimes. Because if you commit crimes, it's a high probability you going to jail. That's that. If you
And
get
he up
away
there
with
had
it, you're
that
done.
translator, honey, translating his emotions. Y'all saw that translator on the stand, like he was like
Uh,
pretty much saying, "I don't have the heart to kill anyone." I
yeah,
said, "Girl, you
yeah.
better sell it."
That's why you pay somebody else to do it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Look here. Don't commit crimes if you're not ready to go to jail. That is the thing. Don't do it. Don't be crying now. You committed the crime. I
Hmm.
don't know why people think they always gonna get away with some shit. No, they got you. And especially murder. It never goes away. There's no statute of limitations on murder. You could be 80,000 years old. They coming to get your ass.
Look at that little dick, the Golden State Killer, honey. How he ain't get
Oh,
caught
yeah,
up
don't
into
bring
what,
up
like,
that little Jesus. I'm traumatized all over again. Don't bring up that. Oh, God.
yes,
Belly
honey, but
button. You talking about the Golden State belly button?
yeah, the Golden State, the Golden State clitoris, honey. But yeah.
Ooh. Look, now I'm just thinking about the photographer just being pissed off. I can't even see it. I can't see it. Shit.
But look at you see how he did his killings in what the 70s and 80s, and how he didn't get caught up until
Yeah.
what the
2000.
20. Yeah.
Until technology caught up to his ass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
That's just like those I mean even the German the German people who were
Not
a part of Auschwitz and was killing Jews,
Nazis.
they
Yeah.
they hunted their ass down for years.
Yep.
Them people was in wheelchairs,
Right.
walkers, and they took their ass to jail.
In
Look,
they
kill
90s.
somebody.
Yep.
They gonna find you. They gonna find you. The box may sit there with some dust, but somebody one day somebody gonna get some gumption and they gonna put that shit together, and then your ass gonna go to jail. So don't think you're gonna be slick like you got away with it.
I remember when they went to arrest Golden State, talking about I got a roast in the oven.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we gonna just turn that oven off, okay?
Yeah, that's it. That roast is done, son.
And I know he ain't put no seasoning on that roast. He just look like he don't know how to season no roast, honey.
Well, he, yeah. The only people that's probably gonna get away with any crimes was them drive-bys from the 80s and 90s. That there wasn't no cameras because now there's too much technology. There's cameras on every
Everywhere.
street corner, honey. They gonna triangulate all your little cell phones. Oh, bitch, y'all can't get away with that shit no more. They got cameras. They gonna figure it out. Who was in the area? Mm-mm.
Can you
Mm-mm. Them,
imagine thinking you done got away with a crime you haven't done for over like 20, 30 years, and then they come knock on your door?
oh man,
Man.
they be like they always knew. I guess they
Hmm.
knew kinda that it could be.
There's actually a really, really when I say a
I was
really good series on Amazon Prime, that's about that. Really, it's like
Oh, okay.
I guess
Hmm.
fictionalized version of that. Hunters. That
I
Oh,
think I saw that.
yeah, with Al Pacino. And they were
Oh, okay,
sitting over
no.
there they were hunting down like old Nazis. It was like a team of them hunting down old
hmm,
and
Oh,
it was so damn good, honey.
look, man, they was finding them in America. They was finding them in over in Europe. They was hunting their asses down to put their ass on trial. There's no statute of limitations on murder, and there's too much technology today to think you finna get away with it. Baby, you can fucking forget about it.
Just
I
like the
think there's
chocolate
only
inmate, honey.
one serial killer that they've never found. Was
The
the
Zodiac,
was it? Yeah, the Zodiac, and then there's another one, the I-10 killer or somebody. It's a
let
couple
me
of them
look
that
it
have
up.
never been caught, but
I know the Zodiac,
yeah, the Zodiac hasn't been caught.
they couldn't figure that one out. Who else?
The whole time it was the police well who the first responder officer first because that's what people were saying allegedly there was actually a guy who I don't know how true this is, but he was
Hmm.
on TikTok and he said that the it was his grandfather who was and his
Oh,
grandfather worked in law enforcement and he was always a responding officer to those
Hmm.
crimes and stuff.
yeah, the
So
Zodiac. Yeah.
mhm.
Okay, so prominent examples: serial killers that were never caught. Jack the Ripper, that's too far back, but
Yeah, the Zodiac.
Zodiac Killer, Atlanta Ripper. That was in the 80s. I thought they caught him. I thought, well, maybe they had more than one because you remember it was a black dude that was a serial killer.
Well, yeah, but
You
I
know,
guess there's another one.
and then Honolulu Strangler, that was in 86.
The Doodler. I ain't never heard of that one.
I-70 Killer,
Yeah, that's the one. I-70. That's what I was trying to think of.
and the Doodler, active in San Francisco. Yeah, I ain't heard about that one. Oh,
Oh,
targeting gay men. And then Bible John, a man who murdered three women in
there's
Scotland.
quite a
Okay, that's.
few. Quite a few that have never been caught.
Hmm. But I mean, they didn't caught a lot of them. The Golden Gate Killer, that was they had that one. Yeah, the Zodiac Killer, that's the one that never probably will be
That's
solved.
the most famous one that we know about. These other ones
Hmm.
I ain't never heard of.
Mm-mm. And this was in the Midwest. The I-70 killer was killing people in the Midwest. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, so too much technology, your DNA, a little piece of hair. When I say they be finding a little blood speck. What? Sheesh, sheesh. Don't do it. Don't do it. Technology is gonna beat your ass out here. Mm. Anyhow,
Now,
Auntie, you there?
that
Oh,
yep. That I was going to ask you. I was sitting here talking while I was on mute. I apologize, y'all. But that article you were looking at, is there a way you can share it for
which
everybody to
one?
see? Whichever one you were looking at that had
The
the
unsolved
killers
one.
who have never.
Oh,
Huh.
it wasn't an article. It was, Google
Oh, the Google.
AI.
Yeah, just the
Yeah.
AI. They have an
Yeah.
article
Gotcha.
though.
But there is a Reddit. Let me see if you can pull up because I think you have to do. Okay, there's a Reddit article. Maybe I can share that. Uh, I'll work that out. Keep going, and I'll see if I can figure it out.
Well,
Let me
now that was actually all the tea that I had for us today. So before
Oh.
we head out and before I wish you all a fabulous weekend, did any of you have any tea that you want to share? Any tea that I might have missed?
We just had a crazy week.
Did you see the clip that I sent you on TikTok? I mean TikTok. I'm not on that clock app. On Twitter
Uh,
about what's the girl? Zendaya and Sweeney. It's in the chat.
I think we touched on that. It wasn't a story, but we touched on it yesterday, I believe.
Yeah.
oh, there.
Um
I see the tweet that you shared with this girl talking about it.
yeah, she was waking up some stuff. I was like, bitch, I didn't even know. But all right, girl. Tell
Well,
the team.
we can watch it
Allegedly.
together. Hold on, let me go get that because I actually like this young lady. Her name is Naomi Campbell. It says Naomi Campbell. Um, and Amanderson. Is that her name? Anyway, let me pull up the tweet. Give me 1 second. Ugh, I hate the way this. Oh, and what the hell is my passcode? Let me see. I think this is it. Oh, that ain't it. Let me see. Oh, I might not be able to sit because I'm trying to get the link from my I totally forgot that passcode. Let me see. Let me just click forgot passcode real quick. Mm. You know what, Elon Musk? Damn you. You literally did not have to do none of this bullshit for this Twitter app. Okay, let me see. Now I'm changing my passcode. Ooh, okay, this is crazy. Sorry, y'all. Give me one second. I'm not doing that. I can do this way, Mr. Oh, Quinn, is there anywhere? You said you're on your iPad, right? I don't think any of you are on your computers.
Mm-mm.
No, I can send it to you on what's the thing? Instagram. Come on,
Okay, yeah. Can you do that, please? Because
sent,
this
sent.
thank you, boo. Damn you, Elon Musk. That's why your daughter don't like you. Notice how I said daughter. Your daughter Vivian don't like you, and we don't either. Okay, let me go
In the
into my Instagram
meantime, y'all
messages.
saw this whole new they trying to bring back Vine, a variation or upgraded version of Vine. They're gonna call it Divine. And Jack
Mhm.
Dorsey is apparently paying for it. Crazy.
Oh
Well,
Lord.
Yeah, I saw that
initiating it.
shit.
I just need and there's gonna be no AI. It's gonna be I guess AI is gonna be banned. But the fact that this has to be a thing now, and the fact that Jack sold this motherfucker, well, so Twitter,
Yeah, I was
you
gonna
had the
say.
platform, sir. Now you trying to build other things that are similar to the thing that you already built, sir. Can we talk about it?
And until Jack is ready to admit how he had a hand in ruining Twitter, I don't want. I barely even want to use Blue Sky. I damn sure ain't using. Girl, please, no. To
Divine,
hell with Jack.
divine.
Okay, I'm pulling up the tweets and let me share my screen. Thanks again, Twin. Twin Quinn, and sorry for. Oh, Twin works too. Okay, y'all should. Do y'all see my? Yep. Okay, I see it. Let me rewind and
With Sydney.
then.
The unproblematic biracial black activist is once again showing people how she stands on business. Now, we talked about how Zendaya reportedly does not want to do any press with Sydney Sweeney over the alleged white supremacy speculations. And now other sources are saying she's really shaking it up by making it clear that she does not agree with any of Sydney's political views and refuses to even sit next to her. As she should. You are the company you keep. Not to mention that in the past, Little Miss Low Income Eyes has liked tweets about how Tom Holland is fine. Excuse me, B-word? Sydney Sweeney's flop era really gives me so much hope. Nothing like a common enemy that brings women together for a good cause. By contributing to the downfall of a male centered Republican racist white supremacist with a brain full of marbles that acts as a blow up doll for Jeff Bezos. Allegedly. Moreover, why would they give a role like Christie to a person like Sydney? Talk about a waste of money. The biopic Christie had a $15 million budget and only made $1.3 million. Did she really think her bath water buying fans were going to come and watch her play a role as a strong, independent, closeted lesbian that survived domestic violence in her lavender marriage? Get a grip. Well, it's very evident that whoever is managing Sydney Sweeney's career hates her. You're welcome. I love ya.
I didn't know
Well,
nothing about this movie.
yeah, I didn't need. I mean, I've seen like I just didn't. I didn't know who the character was. I knew it was based on a story. I didn't know the story behind it and stuff about it, basically. No shade. No shade. It's a little bit tends to be a little bit more interesting. Well, thank you for that, Libra Queen. And sorry to the listeners, where I gotta go and fix that passcode. And if y'all haven't seen the new Twitter DMs, they're ugly, and Elon Musk should be ashamed of himself. But y'all, again, that was all the tea that I have for us today. So before we head out, and before I wish you all a fabulous weekend, was there any other tea that I may have missed or that y'all wanted to share? Okay, y'all. Well, thank you for taking time out of your busy day to come and sip tea with me. So now most of you in here have received an additional entry for our hot tea cold cash giveaway, the ones who were able to stay for the entire show. So Monday we're in for a special treat, y'all. So we will have a special guest, Bajan the Don, come in and speak with us and talk about his journey. So I cannot wait for y'all to meet him. And it's till then, you all have a fat. We will be back on Monday though for that show. I can't believe I'm about to here on Chat Mosa. It will be at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time if you can make the live show. And until then, you all have a fabulous weekend.
Bye
Happy
bye.
weekend. Be safe.